All right, guys, let's take a look at the AXL-15, so the aluminum XL-15 base pad by Tactical Development. I'm Brad at Tactical Development, and we're going to go ahead and get this show on the road. So this is how your aluminum XL-15 will come, and all of your needs will be right here. You can go ahead and set this aside or scan the back of the code here to get the link to pretty much this video. So it's like a circle, it's a loop. So we got that, set that aside. We got our aluminum base pad. We'll go ahead and give you guys kind of a look there. We got the, forget what I call this, strip grip or something like that. Just a spot to be able to get some grip on it and strip your mag out. We got some color fill ID dots on the bottom. You can put your number, put 1, 2, 3, 4 to 9, or just color it however pattern you want. You can also do that on the logo down here since it is cut into the aluminum. So that's kind of what we're looking at. Let's go ahead and open up the little pack here, dump out those contents, and show you what we got. So we have 3 things in here. We have the screw, we have the spring base, and we have a spacer. So this is an early one, and yours will say EKS for Empire Katana Spacer. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, but that's a spacer if you have the Empire Katana magwell on your 15-round base pad. So let's go ahead. We've got the base pad off of here. This is a 15-round SIG P365 magazine. So 15 round, it only is going to work with your 15 round. It's only going to work with certain frames. Check the description of the product. We do a lot of work to put proper info in the description so that you don't have any questions. But if you find something missing after reviewing the description, please reach out and we can get that updated on the website. So let's get going. So if you still have your base pad on here, you're gonna push this little detent with a pin or something and slide it off. Boom. And what you're gonna do after that is we're gonna remove this. We don't need this anymore. So this is gone. We don't need it. This is gonna take its place. And the reason we get rid of it is because if you leave it on there, it's gonna make the pressure a little bit too much to get 15 rounds in there. So this replaces it. It's an aluminum threaded insert. So we're going to go ahead and push this down with one finger. I'm doing this through the camera, a little bit hard. And you want to make sure not to pinch yourself, but if you do, it's not a big deal. So you just slide it in there. So you see what I'm doing here. I'm going to do that again slower. I'm going to go at this angle here from the front, calling this the front. Slide that in, and you got the little grooves are up. You want to see that? The little grooves are up because that's where the channel of the magazine is gonna slide. So you get to about that point after you get to the end of the spring right there. You see this? I'll show you again. Right there, that's the end of the spring. You want to make sure you get down and past it, and then you can let go with that finger and continue to just slide it in to about where you think it is. And to double check that, you can kind of look at that. You can line this up. Put your base pad on, and I just hit it dead on. If you didn't, you can slide it back and forth. It's not a big deal. So there it is. Boom, it's in there. That's actually retaining the spring. So from now on, everything's really easy. You just kind of, like we did there, put that on, drop some Loctite on the threads here. That is required. And we will provide you some Loctite if you want it. If you do not have a big bottle of it like you should have, then we have the option to send a little one-time vial for a few bucks. It's right there on the product description. I recommend just buying a big bottle of it, having it for all your gun needs, blue Loctite or thread lock or whatever you want to call it. So we'll go ahead and put that screw in. We can set it right there, and we can grab our Allen tool. This is a 5/64 Allen tool, and we're just going to go ahead and get that started in there. And you should feel that engage into the threads. And you've got your Loctite on the screw. Of course, I don't right now because I'm going to show you something in a second. And and you're just going to snug that down. I'll put it in the product page description, but I totally forgot what I have I don't have my gauge, my foot pounds, inch pounds gauge. But you got Loctite on there. If you just snug it up just to where it's tight, let the Loctite sit for 24 hours, and then it's not gonna back out on you when you drop your mag or anything like that. And so boom, that's kind of what we're looking at, guys. And while we got it like this, let's show you the look in a pistol. So here we are in the Spectre comped version. Of course, we've got our Pro Ledge tactical application rail on it, and our trigger. I haven't put a light on here yet. Still filling that out, and I've got an optic sitting behind me to go put on here. But here we are. That's the 15 round aluminum base pad, AXL-15. And so you're shooting, boom, there's your strip stripe. That's what I think I called it, strip stripe. And let's give you kind of a side view. We went a little bit thinner than the max on the mag funnel. Feels a little better, and we got this rounded rounded edges everywhere, so it's very comfortable. It's really a great solution, guys. Give it a try. Boom. That's what it looks like in the factory magwell. Let's go ahead and show you in the Icarus precision grips. Don't have these all assembled, but boom, got it there. And because it is an Icarus frame, you're not going to get the same contour, because the SIG OEM one is definitely more rounded, and the Icarus is a little bit squared off on the edges. But you're going to get that good clean look. Sides, the back, you're not going to have an empty space, and it's aluminum to match your aluminum frame. So there we are. Now when you have an FCU in here and a slide on it, you don't get as much rattle, but you get the idea on what it's going to look like. So there's that. We do have the Mischief machines. I spray painted these, so don't ask where to get them. You can't get them anywhere. That's just the ones that came with it. So here we are with the Mischief machine aluminum. I forget what they call theirs, Omega XXL. And it fits, but you're going to see maybe some slight rubbing depending on how it seats. If you're pushing it and it's seating like that, there's a slight rub, but it engaged. And so they fit, but you will see, so if you see here, it's rubbing just a hair right there on both sides. And so if that bothers you, don't grab this, go with a polymer one. But guns are meant for shooting and getting dirty. So, boom. But there we are, looks good. Let's look at the bottom for the contour. Again, it's an aluminum frame. It's a little bit contoured differently, but you get the idea, and it works. Aluminum and aluminum, boom. We'll try to get some better pictures up on the website too, as we're just recording the install video here. We will get there. So that's the Mischief machine. Boom, going to reach across. We've got the Wilson Combat frame here. And of course it's going to work, but it's not going to meet the contours on the back because they did change some of their dimensioning and stuff. So, but you get a good overall feel for that. So there we are, guys. That's it. And let's go ahead real quick. Just gonna put these back off, and let's take the screw out and show you how this fits. So real quick, if you've got the Empire katana on there, it's not gonna engage because you've got a magwell on there. So here's what we'll show you. What we've done is we've included a spacer, and the consensus right now is this spacer will be included on all of the first orders as we evaluate if people are actually using it. So here's the spacer that comes with it. So how to use this spacer is just drop it in any way you want. Should be a pretty good fit. A little bit loose, but you're not going to know. And then do the same thing. Just put it back on and thread the screw in there. Again, you got your Loctite in there, and you should be good. snug it down, and then here we are, guys. So you can kind of tell from previous lines that were on there that all it does is move the base pad down. I think it's 3 millimeters, so that when you do put it in your OEM grip with a Empire, I think it's Empire Tactical or Empire Katana magwell, it engages and has enough clearance that it's not going to bind. So it's going to be not loose, because if you go too tight, it gets so tight that it doesn't want to fall free. So we found the right spacing for that, and so that's what we're looking at. Boom, I think my light died, or we can add some light if you want to see it better. Just kind of washes a lot of stuff out when I turn this light on, so we'll just do it for a second. You kind of see the clearances in there. Boom. All right, guys, so that's the Empire Katana insert that will be included on the first ones. If it's not included, just check the product page. We will have add-ons right there, right by the add to cart button. Let's say you can add Loctite if you don't have your own supply. You can add the spacer if you do need it. So right now, what we're going to do going from right now is include this little insert, and we'll keep you updated if it's not included. But it is a 3D printed little insert. Let's go ahead and look at that. So all this insert is doing, it's not taking any load. So boom, you can make this work without the, sorry, I gotta look off the camera screen and look at what I'm doing. You can make this work without the spacer. You would have to do that, leave it loose, but then you would have wiggle. So all that spacer is doing is keeping this from being loose. So if that's loose and it's Loctited on, it's not gonna come loose and it'll work. But when you don't really want that. And so really all it's doing is filling the gap. That's all it's doing. It's just filling that. That's why I call it the spacer, Empire Katana spacer. It's just sitting on here like this and keeping it from moving around. So it is just a hobby grade 3D print, but it's printed solid. And so haven't had any issues with it. And boom, it's just going to be that option. If in the future you grab a magwell from this company, or if you have one, these will work out of the box. So that's what we got, guys. If you guys got any questions, leave them in the comments. Reach out on our support page if it's support. Those that are trying to ask support questions on YouTube or Instagram, that's not really the place to get support. We have a chat on our website, and that chat connects you to our support team, support guy. It's just one guy. It's not a whole team. And that will get you answers, change orders, things like that. So if you got that spacer in there on a normal frame, without that, you're going to have a space. Just if you had that question. So again, thanks guys for tuning in. Let us know what you think. I'm really excited for these, the quality and just the aesthetics of it. It's going to be on all my 15 round mags for sure. Yeah, thanks guys. We'll have black and aluminum at launch, and we'll work on some other colors. Maybe the Sig Coyote, but I got to have those Cerakoted to do that, so costs always go up on those. But that's why we have the aluminum ones. If you have a color you like, you buy an aluminum one, save the $2, $3, whatever it is, and go get it coated however you like. So that's kind of what we're hoping. Moving forward, people will do that, and just if they're looking to customize it on their own, they can, or we will start offering some other colors too. So cool, guys. Let me know what you think on the look here. I'm actually gonna take this off. I did want to keep our sides clean since we have this strip stripe here. Didn't want to add logos on the sides or the fronts. Wanted it to be pretty clean. So we're gonna go ahead and take the spacer out. Since we don't really run the magwell, that's just for, I actually bought that magwell just for testing the spacer. But yeah, so there we are. Let's grab this guy back out. And let's just say thanks, guys, for watching, and thanks for tuning in. We're going to go ahead and get this video uploaded. And if you have questions, please reach out. If it's support on the website, if it's just things you want to see, go ahead and comment here in the video. Thanks.